All right, good evening, everyone. I am Chief Meteorologist Taylor Kanost, monitoring some active weather as we kick off this weekend. So I wanted to walk you through everything we're expecting here for the next 24 hours or so. It's going to be busy for us again in the Midlands. We have already had more rain in Columbia this month of March than we had all of February. And of course, we're only a week in, and we're going to add to those totals here as we kick off this weekend. So we do have a weather warn day in place from tonight through the day on Saturday. And our primary concern is the threat for heavy rain that could lead to some flash flood problems. But there could be some strong storms during the day Saturday that bring us some damaging wind gusts. And there is even some potential for a tornado or two in the Midlands, specifically a few spots that I'll walk you through here in just a couple minutes. But here's the situation right now. Across the southeast, we have this big complex of rain and thunderstorms stretching across much of the southeast U.S. Here locally, we are looking at pretty quiet conditions in South Carolina right now, but all that rain to our west, yeah, it's going to be coming our way overnight tonight. So if you're trying to make those evening plans, it does look like by late evening, the widespread rain will arrive. Between now and then, some scattered light showers are possible, but nothing that's going to be terribly significant. I'll pause it at 10 o'clock. The rain starts to move into Lexington, Newberry, Saluda, and Aiken, and starts knocking on our doorstep here in Columbia. Pretty much from that point through the rest of the night, it's just going to keep on raining again and again and again. And it's going to get heavier and heavier as the night wears on, especially for those of you south of I-20. That's going to be the bullseye for the heaviest of the rain for anyone here in the Midlands. Let's move ahead to tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. It's getting even heavier again, still mainly south of I-20. It's going to be a mess in communities like Orangeburg, Sumter, over to Manning, Congaree. You can expect some likely some flood issues at times. And we do have a flood watch in place for Aiken and Orangeburg counties from 2 a.m. tonight through 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. Now here's 10 a.m. The heavy rain, that first wave of heavy rain starts to clear out at that point. So I'm thinking Saturday morning is going to be the best chance for some flash flood problems. Again, primarily south of I-20. It's not impossible for Columbia or areas farther to the north, but I think the most likely area to see the heavy rain will be farther south. If you come across a flooded road like you see on this picture, do not try to drive through it like that car. Find a different route. It only takes about 6 inches of running water to knock you off your feet if you try walking through it, and not much more than that to impact moving vehicles. So don't risk it. You don't know if the road beneath that water has been compromised due to all the running water. Just find a different route. That's the safest path to make it through this flood threat overnight tonight. Now, what happens next is going to be interesting to watch tomorrow. We're going to have a favorable environment for severe weather where you see the reds and the yellows. So that will initially be the case for Georgia tomorrow morning, but as this warm front lifts northward around midday tomorrow, we might get a little bit more unstable air briefly in the Midlands, and this will be an area called the warm sector between the warm front and the cold front. That's going to be the area to watch for potentially some strong storms to fire up, generally between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Now, the thing is, the rain's actually going to become more isolated at that time, but if we do manage to get a strong storm or two to develop during that time frame, then we could see severe weather. It's not guaranteed we get it in the Midlands. In fact, it's probably a little bit more likely closer to the coast, but nonetheless, we'll watch out for that possibility. This cold front is then going to put an end to that severe weather and the rain threat altogether as we head towards Saturday night. The latest update from the Storm Prediction Center has most of us in a level 2 slight risk for severe weather. It's a 1 to 5 scale, so it's not off the charts threat for severe weather necessarily, but there is some threat out there that we will be watching. And our primary concern is going to be those damaging straight line winds. These are the probabilities from the Storm Prediction Center. They actually break it down based on the different threats. So these percentages mean the probability of them occurring within 25 miles of any given point. So a 5% chance of a tornado occurring within 25 miles of Columbia, for example. The percentage rises a little bit for wind, up to 15%. The hail threat is pretty low tomorrow. I'm thinking we won't see much of that with these storms, but never say never. Now, here's what Future Watch shows. That threat for scattered showers and storms still sticks around through the early afternoon, but it actually has most of it clearing out by about 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow. It just heads up in Orangeburg and Manning in the early afternoon. I think that could be a window where we do see some nasty storms in your location. It's going to be a possibility of some redevelopment along the cold front in the late afternoon, but the environment may be a little bit worked over at that point. There may not be much of a threat at that time. And then the rain comes to an end on Saturday night, and we're looking ahead to dry weather for the rest of this upcoming weekend. So heavy rain is what we're most confident will occur, and this is the latest data suggesting we could see anywhere from 1 to up to 4 inches of rain, where you see that thin line of red and orange and yellow and red, orange and pink is where we could see some isolated pockets of up to 4 inches of rain. Right now, the data suggesting that will be an issue for Clarendon, Orangeburg, and Aiken counties. So just be aware, certainly could be some flood problems around there, and our rivers are likely going to be on the rise thanks to this additional rain we're picking up tonight and tomorrow. Here's a snapshot of our weekend forecast. Despite the rain, I do expect us to get to the low 70s in many spots tomorrow. Sunny day on Sunday. If you're looking to get a round of golf in, Sunday's the day to do that, but it will be cooler with temperatures only topping out around the mid 60s at that time. There will be a bit of a breeze out there both Saturday and on Sunday. Quick look at that 10-day forecast before I let you go. We're going to see similar highs on Monday. Notice some chilly lows on Sunday night and Monday night. Wouldn't be shocked if we had some patchy frost on both of those nights. And then we're going to rebound quickly. Full-blown spring weather coming our way at that time. Close to 80 next Thursday and next Friday. Those of you wondering about St. Patrick's Day, unfortunately, it's not looking great right now with the weekend forecast. Friday all the way through Sunday showing a chance at some more showers and storms. We'll know more about the specific timing and try to pin down when that's most likely. But just be aware. Those of you that have plans to celebrate St. Patrick's Day next weekend, it could very well be disrupted by some wet weather. All right, that's all for me right now. You can visit WACH.com for the latest weather forecast, and I'll be live with another update coming up tonight on Watch Fox 57 tonight at 10.